So equipment for today's class, we're going to need a variety of weights, including really light dumbbells or resistance band for some lateral raises. I don't have really light dumbbells or weights, so I'm going to be using my resistance band. We'll also need a mini band. You don't have to have a mini band today. This is for our glute bridges. So if you have one, go ahead and get it ready. I have my large resistance band for those raises, but if you have light dumbbells, that will work just as fine. And then a variety of medium to heavier weights for our deadlifts and for our bent over rows. And for our warm up, I have a lacrosse ball. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, don't worry about it. If you have one, get it ready. We're going to start with our warm up. But while you're getting your equipment, I want to hear everybody's favorite fall dish. So my absolute favorite fall food is butternut squash. And I just had butternut squash ravioli from Trader Joe's the other day, and it's definitely recommend. So while you're getting your equipment, go ahead and share your favorite fall food. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. If you haven't noticed, I don't have music today. I've had issues with my music player. So good excuse to play your own music today. Apple, yes, here in Oregon, we like apple everything. Apple cider donuts are definitely up there. Apple pie, pumpkin pie. Ooh, that makes me think of Thanksgiving. What else do we have? Pies. Lots of pies. Chili. Oh, chili is a good one. I've actually made, I think, a butternut squash chili once, which was pretty good. Another pumpkin pie. Ooh, get in the Thanksgiving moods out there. Curry. Ooh, curry chicken sounds pretty good. I will continue to read those. If you have your lacrosse ball, we're going to use it for our feet today. So if you have a lacrosse ball, you're going to be putting it kind of in the arches of your foot, rolling it out. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, don't worry about it. You're going to roll the arches of your foot on the floor. So what we're doing is getting those feet mobilized, waking up those feet. Odds are they're probably cramping, especially if they're always like cramped up in shoes. Moving the feet, adding movement. Just giving the feet a little bit of love is important because they are the foundation of all of our exercises. So with the lacrosse ball, you're either rolling out the arches, kind of taking it towards the balls of your foot, or you're rolling out the balls of your foot with no lacrosse ball. Once you feel ready, you can switch to the other side. I can just imagine the faces out there. Lots of funny faces. I finally got to go to the pumpkin patch. That's like my favorite thing to do. I got some new fall decor for you all. Cute little mini pumpkins. All right, team, once you feel like you've got those feet nice and warm, you can move that lacrosse ball. That's all it was for. We're going to move over to our glutes. So if you have a chair, you can sit back on a chair, or you can add some balance while you're at it. We're going to do some figure fours. So you're either sitting back on your chair or you're doing this balancing, but the focus here is the glutes. Let's go ahead and keep that moving. Glutes. You're kind of getting a double whammy with the balance. If you don't have a chair, you want to work on that balance, but it's not really our focus right now. So if you want to sit down, nothing wrong with that. Just to give those glutes a little extra stretch. All right, let's get one more on each side. We're going to make our way down to the floor. We're only doing 1 inchworm today, and it's really just to take us down to the floor. So go ahead, make the most of that inchworm. Maybe give your wrists, ankles, rock it forward and back a little bit. Once you're done, we're going to meet in our tabletop position, which means our knees are under our hips, wrists under our shoulders, and we're going to place one hand behind our head. So what I don't want you to do is drop your head forward. So keep that chin tucked in, and we're going to add some spinal rotation, opening it up. Exhale as you cross it over. We're going to do 4 on each side. So inhale, big rotation. Cross it over. Let's get 2 more on this side. And exhale. 1 more. And exhale. Great job, everyone. Let's place that hand on the floor and switch it. Remember, we don't want to use our hand to pull our head forward. Keep that chin tucked in, and let's go into the other side. Two more. And last one, team. Great job. Let's go ahead and bring it back. I'm going to give you about a minute to finish getting any equipment that you need. I'm going to go over the equipment one more time. If you have your equipment, I'm going to give you that minute to kind of finish off any other warm-up that you need to. Get some water, get ready, get mentally prepared for today's workout. So if you just joined us, we have a variety of weights, including a lighter set for our lateral raises. So if you don't have a lighter weight like I don't, I'm going to be using this larger resistance band. You can also use bottles of water, cans, whatever you have around the house. And then we're also going to be using mini bands for bridges. If you don't have mini bands, you can just do the bridges without them. So don't worry too much. I don't want to scare you off. How are you feeling, team? Go ahead and finish with your water. We're going to get that heavier weight ready for our first exercise. So Mondays are kind of more strength-based. Wednesdays are going to be a little bit more on the cardio. So today's a little bit more on the strength side. I'm going to get my heavier weight, heavier kettlebell. So what I want you to think of is that hinging motion, right? We do hinges all the time. Hips go back. We're going to be in a wider stance today, but it's still that hinging motion. So what I don't want to see is an arch in your lower back. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see you drop your chest. Hips are going to go back, standing it up. You're picking up the weight, standing it up. So toes are kind of at a diagonal here, wherever your hips kind of feel comfortable for you. And just like in a deadlift, we don't want to drop our weight forward or drop our shoulders forward. Stand it up. Glutes are engaged and firing for this one. Are we ready? Here we go, team. We're going to start those sumo deadlifts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just like always, yes, I have a timer. No, that doesn't mean you have to finish out the time, just as so that we can stay together as a team. So hips are going to go back just a little bit, but not dropping our chest, right? I want you to think about those arches of your feet, just like we rolled them out. I don't want you to shift your weight. So if you shift your weight to the arches of your feet, look what it does to my knees, right? We want to use those glutes to pull those knees out. I'm going to do the second half facing the side. Deep breaths, team. Pull those shoulders back. We want that nice tight pelvis. Almost there. Last one. Great job. So what we're going to do with those medium to heavy weights, we're going to do single arm bent over rows, and then I'll let you know when to switch. So we're going to put one hand on our leg for support, kind of in this staggered stance. We're doing some lawnmowers here. So we have that nice flat back, medium to heavy weight, because we're only doing one at a time. So the weight, you can just let it drop you down, but you're stronger than that. You're going to control. Let's get one more on this side and switch sides. Woo, you gotta be breathing heavy. Control the weight, team. We're going through this 3 times through. So maybe you want to start with a lower weight, kind of pick it up on the next couple rounds. Test the waters. It should be challenging, but it shouldn't be impossible here. Shouldn't be cheating. We have time for one more. Great job, team. Let's put those weights down. We're going into some lateral lunges. So nice wide stance. We're keeping that wide stance, pushing your hips back, standing it up. Great job. What I don't want you to do is this. A lot of times people want to kind of stick their butt out. Keep those glutes nice and tight. Yes, our hips go back, but it's not in an arch. with the lower back. Limiting factors might be your ankles, and that might be why you're not able to go lower. My left side. Don't try to push it. Don't let your heels come off the floor. I was wondering why I can hear myself breathing so much. It's because there's no music today. If you joined in a few minutes late, my music player has been funky, so get your own music playing in the background so you don't have to hear me breathing heavy. All right. Here are those lateral raises. I warned you they were coming. So we can either use lighter weights. I'm going to be using my resistance band here. Kind of takes a second to get in, get ready, especially with this band. All right, here we go. We're going out to the side. We don't want to pass our shoulder height, making a T. You can see my big knot on the side. Longer intervals today, so don't feel rushed. Wait, notice what I'm not doing. I'm not throwing my body into it. I'm not shrugging through the shoulders. Yes, we're raising our arms, but we're not raising our shoulders. Awesome job, team. Here, my squeaky band. Let's get one more. All right, we can remove those bands or weights. We're going down to the floor. If you have those resistance bands, we're going to put them over our knees on our thighs. Feet are about squat position, so about hip length apart. And we're going to raise those glutes off the floor and lower. Very good, everyone. What I want you to think about is lifting with the glutes. I don't care about how high you're going. If you do have the resistance band, the external rotation or pulling those bands out, that's where those glutes are getting engaged, extra engaged. So we don't want to let the band pull our knees in. Great job. Let's get one more bridge. I'm going to kind of challenge my plank a little bit and keep my band on. That's just me. If you want to take it off, by all means, we're going into a plank position. So elbows under your shoulders. You can either be on your knees. Notice hips are not back. We're still in that plank position. Maybe you're on your toes. Maybe you want to take this even further and you bring your elbows out in front of you a little bit. Drive those heels behind you, so don't let your hips shift forward too. That front lever plank is pretty advanced. So I suggest trying to hold that plank with your elbows under your shoulders first before you try moving those elbows forward. In about 10 seconds, we're going into our first water break. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, great job, team. All right, so now you know what to expect. You've got your first round down. You can adjust those weights accordingly. Now you know what to expect. Maybe you want to take those weights a little heavier. Maybe you notice form was starting to compromise. You need to take it down. You have a full minute, 43 seconds left. Get your water. Breathe. We're going into those sumo deadlifts. So what I'm going to do is use 2 of my medium weights rather than my 1 heavier weight. Kind of pick up the intensity just a little bit. Remember the weight of your foot. If your arches are rolling in, look what it does to my knee, right? You can try it on your own. You can kind of shift your weight. You know how I say rip the floor apart? That's kind of what I mean. That way you're not rolling in. All right, here we go. Let's find that wide stance. Squeeze the glutes. We do not want to let that pelvic position go. Here we go. Pick it up. Put it down. What an advanced move, right? Use those glutes, team. Another note, because I haven't given you enough already, is what I don't want to see is this. Butt Chest, this should be one fluid movement. So if you are doing that kind of broken apart move, might be a sign of too heavy of weights. You're doing great, team. Take breaks as you need to. We have time for one more. Woo, legs get a break. We're going into bent over rows or lawnmowers. So staggered stance, you can put that hand there for support. Here we go, row. I want you to focus on using your back. Yes, we can pull from our biceps. It's not going to hurt us if we do that. But our focus here is the back. Control each movement. Here we go, switch sides. We got this. Use your back, not your biceps. I want you to try to keep that flat back. All right, we did it. Lateral lunges. So I'm going to hold on to one weight this time. So I'm going to take this a step further, holding on to a weight. If you're still working on that lunge, work on that lunge. Squeeze the glutes, hips back. Remember, your limitation might not be your strength. It might be your ankles. So don't try to push it or cheat. If you watch carefully, my left side does not go as far. Keep working, team. I really tried to avoid squats today because I know a lot of you are doing Squattober. All right, lateral raises. This one takes me a little bit longer to get ready for. If you have lighter weights, those are probably easier to get set up. Squeezing those glutes. Controlling the weight as you lift, so we don't want to swing. Feel the burn. You got this, team. We're about 10 seconds left. We're going to go down for those glute bridges. I'm going to get a heavier band on this next one. All right. Glute bridges down to the floor with or without your band, your mini band, around those thighs, feet facing forward about hip length apart. Here we go. Squeeze as you lift. Oh, that band made a difference. Woo! So if you did it with a lighter band last time and you pick it up to the heavier band, let me tell you from firsthand experience, whew, it's a lot harder. But don't give in to that temptation. Let's keep pulling those knees out. Remember, I don't care how high you're lifting, just care where you're lifting from. All right, planks. I'm gonna try to take this a step further by keeping my band on. You don't have to. Elbows under your shoulders to start with, from your knees or toes. From here, if you feel comfortable and you don't have to give up or compromise your form, you can bring those elbows forward. Your elbows forward, not your hips, because that defeats the purpose, right? This front lever plank, it's pretty advanced, team. Deep breaths. Modify to your knees if you feel like that lower back is starting to drop. 10 seconds. Pull that lower back up, team. Tuck that pelvis under. 3, 2, 1. Guess what? That was 2 out of 3 strength rounds. We have one more. Now's a good time to turn that music up so you don't have to hear me breathing. Get your water. I disappeared for a second. You all joined the meeting early. I got distracted. I forgot to charge my computer. Got too busy talking to you. You have 30 seconds, so you don't need to rush. But slowly start to make your way back for our last round. We're starting with those sumo deadlifts. So this is a little bit of a hinge. You don't have to keep that chest straight up. You can drop a little bit, like in a deadlift. All right, we got this, team. Last round, best round. 3, 2, 1, here we go. We used to say this, have this saying in cheerleading: once for luck, twice for skill. Which basically means you gotta do it over again. Keep practicing until you get it perfect every time. Same thing goes for different body positionings, different movements. You gotta practice it. It's not gonna be perfect the first time. As you get tired, we don't wanna let those weights start to drop our shoulders. Keep those shoulders pulled back. I don't know if I'm freezing on you. Looks like I'm freezing on my end. All right, we have those lawnmower rows. I'm gonna start on this side this time. You can put that hand down for support. Nice flat back, hips are back. Here we go. So ideally, our back is parallel to the floor. Maybe a little bit of varied positionings here for what's more comfortable. Elbow pulls back. All right, same thing on the other side. Here we go. Switch it over. Let me tell you, I was a little on the sleepy side today, this fall weather, and the cozy heat inside makes it hard to get moving, but I'm very glad we did. Feels good. All right, team. Lateral lunges. I'm gonna keep my weight. Wide stance. You might have your weight, you might not. Do what works best for you. "30 seconds, team. Take breaks as you need to. If you're noticing form starting to give, acknowledge it. We have time for one more if you're still with me. Here we go. Woo! That's it. Time. Lateral raises. Heart rate is picking up. I hope your music is turned up and you're not having to hear me breathe heavy. If you are, I'm so sorry. We're working in this together. As you get tired, that's when you start to compensate. You throw those hips into it. You might be shrugging your shoulders. We don't want that. Even if you're just doing body weight, I'd rather you do it with better form. Last one. Woo! All right. Banded glute bridges, team. We're down to the final countdown of the strength portion, and then we're going to go into cardio. Bands around those thighs, feet facing forward. Here we go. Squeeze with the glutes. I'm going to challenge you. Can you get those feet a little bit wider this time? If you have a band. Don't let those knees wiggle around, team. Stay strong. We have time for a few more. Let's get 3 more all together. Here we go. 3, 2, see that slow and controlled movement? 1, all right. Perfect timing for those planks. This is your last plank, team. Pick your poison. As long as that lower back is not starting to droop. So I want you to pull, imagine there's a string on your lower back, it's pulling you up. I'd rather you have a very slight round through your lower back than an arch. Push those heels behind you. This is our final countdown. If you left the band on, like I did, you want to make it harder. Widen that stance a little bit. Woo, feel the glutes. We have 10 seconds. Let's go all together. Pick it up with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! We did it. I keep telling you I'm going to bring the puppy over, and I never do. I'm just scared she's going to run around. And she's going to distract me from class. All right, team. That's the strength portion. We have our cardio coming up, so take advantage of this water break, move your equipment. You do not need any equipment for this next part. You still have about 30 seconds. I'm just showing you your first move. So we're gonna do a jack, jab. So we're gonna do a jack, jumping jack. We're gonna open to the side, so my feet are still in that jack position, punch forward, jack, jab. So that's what it looks like in a fluid movement here. If that's too impact, you don't want to jump, maybe you're upstairs, you don't want to wake somebody up, we're going to go 2, and you're just going to turn, pivot, 2, 2, just pivot, 2. Cool? Here we go. Oh, timer started. Let's go. Jack, jab, jack, jab. Here we go. I'll go into the modified version for you. You have 2 punches though, if you're doing the modified version, 2. If you're doing the full version, you only have 1 punch. Absorb with those knees, team. We only have 2 rounds of this cardio circuit. We got this. 10 seconds. Modify as you see fit. All right, this next one. Modified version, you're gonna stay here. High knee tap. Modified version, you're staying here. If you're gonna pick it up with me, we're going high knee tap. 4, 3, 2, 1, into a tuck jump. And then you're going 4. So the only difference is the tuck jump. Woo! Land softly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was it. I made that short on purpose. All right, breathe. 5 seconds. Scissor kicks. Here we go. Scissor kicks. Feet in line with your hips. Let's try to lengthen that a little bit more. Well, this was good on the hips. All right, last one before we go into, oh, not last one, sorry. Surfer squats. We're going 2, 1. Hard version, you're gonna hop, 2, 1, or you're just gonna pivot. 2, 1. So you're either hopping or pivoting. Surfer squats, drop those hips. Drop. Last one. All right, take a breather. Your last exercise is tires. So you're either stepping, sorry, there we go. Foot are twisted, feet are twisted, gosh, tongue twisted. Or you can hop into those tires. You're going 4 forward, 4 back. Kind of in a diagonal here. We have time for one more. Okay, here's that water break. Use it. We need it. Whew. Good news is we only have one more cardio circuit. Wednesdays are a little more on the cardio side. Mondays are a little more on the strength side, but we do both days. Whew. Take your break, 30 seconds. This is your last round. Give it everything you got. In 20 seconds, we're finishing this workout. Here we go. Remember, you have the option to step and then 2. I guess you can add that foot thing. It wasn't intended. Or you're just doing 1. Here we go. Jack, jab, jack, jab. Punch it out. Here we go. Think of the 19 people who are here with you, doing it with you. We're not giving up. We might be modifying, but we're not giving up. We're moving. You didn't come to boot camp to take a nap. Almost there, team. We have those high knees coming up. All right, here we go. High knees. Remember, the only difference is that tuck jump. 2, 1. Option the tuck. My hair's coming out. That's how you know we're moving and grooving. All the way up with the arms. This is the last one. Woo! Breathe. Scissor kicks. Here we go. When you're ready, scissor kicks. I don't care about speed. Let's try to make it long here. Nice wide scissor kicks. Surfer squats coming up in 5 seconds. Woo! All right, you're either hopping or pivoting to the other side. Here we go. 2, 1. Hop or pivot. Drop your hips. Surfing USA. You got this, team. Modify when you need to. All right. Here's our last 45 seconds. Tires. Option 1, you're stepping. Option 2, you're hopping. You have tires, you can't trip. You can't cheat. You have to pick up those knees, whether you're hopping or stepping. I'm going to only have time to go forward on this last one. Woo! We did it. Breathe. Walk it off. I'm going to give you a little bit to get your water before we stretch. You all are champs. How are you feeling, team? I didn't hear from all of you. Favorite fall dishes? We had a lot of pies. I know where your head's at right now. A lot of pies. Good and tired. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Butternut squash ravioli is my favorite. Oh, chowder's a good one. Anything like warm and cozy in the fall is always nice. Chili, white chicken chili, yes. I'm gonna need some chili recipes. I made a butternut squash, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. Pretty good. All right, nice wide stance, drop one shoulder, open those hips. And let's switch sides. Can you believe we're at the middle of October right now? Seeing all of the stores have Christmas stuff out already. I'm like, that's too early. Raise your hips, drop your chest. All right, we're gonna keep one hand on the floor and we're gonna open up with the other hand. So if you're not quite able to reach the floor, you can take it on a pillow or something raised, kettlebell, dumbbell. And let's switch sides. My hair is all over the place. Both hands down, slight bend through the knees, roll it up. Let's finish off with our sides. We're gonna reach arms up, step behind and reach. If you can, try to push those hips out. Same thing on the other side. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, everybody. I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, thank you.